Here's the exact 5-step roadmap for building wealth in your 30s. Because in your 30s, you're making more money than you ever have. You've got a real career, real responsibilities, and real bills to pay. And yet, somehow, building wealth still feels like it's always just out of reach, and you still feel poor. Sounds familiar? Today, I'm giving you the complete financial roadmap for your 30s, step by step, backed by data. Because you got me, StickmenMoney, your former Wall Street professional and self-made multimillionaire. And this channel is all about the cash, compounding, assets, savings, and high income strategies. I post personal finance videos weekly that help you build your rich life. So hit subscribe to learn what you didn't learn in school. Stick around until the end because I'm going to reveal the single biggest financial mistake people make in their 30s that cost them hundreds of thousands of dollars by retirement. Let's get into it. Financial roadmap step number 1 is to escape the lifestyle inflation trap. Your income is rising faster in your 30s than at any other point in your career. Promotions, bigger salaries, bonuses, more cash flowing in than ever before. And somehow, you feel like you're still not getting ahead. That's because of lifestyle inflation, and it is brutal in your 30s. A bigger house because you can afford it. A nicer car because you've earned it. Private school, weekend trips, and even better restaurants. Every raise gets absorbed because it never touches your savings. In other words, the spending expands to meet and exceed that growing income. Here's a stat for you. The average American in their 30s earns around $67,000 a year. The median net worth for that same group, just $35,000. Years of income, almost nothing to show for it. That's lifestyle inflation doing exactly what it does. The fix isn't about deprivation, it's about intentionality. Every time your income goes up, save at least half of that increase before you adjust your lifestyle. For example, a $10,000 raise means a minimum of $5,000 per year goes straight to savings and investments. Non-negotiable. The rest? Spend however you want. You've earned it. This one rule, applied consistently throughout your 30s, is worth hundreds of thousands of dollars by the time you reach 50. Also, audit your fixed expenses once a year. Subscriptions, memberships, insurance, premiums, debt payments. These are all the silent budget creepers. Fixed costs are eating your entire paycheck before you even start spending. Financial roadmap step number 2 is to treat your career as your highest returning asset. Most personal finance content ignores this completely, and it's a huge mistake. In your 20s, you are building foundational skills and figuring out your direction. In your 30s, you have leverage, real leverage, and how you use it will determine your income trajectory for the next 2 decades. Here's a number that should change how you think about your job. People who strategically change jobs every 2 to 3 years earn, on average, 50% more over the course of their career than people who stay in the same role and wait for annual raises. A typical annual raise is 3%. A job change can deliver 10 to 20% in a single move. The math is overwhelming. That doesn't mean job hop carelessly. It means being intentional. Know your market value, negotiate every offer. This includes salary, equity, bonus, title, and flexibility. Most people accept the first number they're given. High earners negotiate every time. And if you're in a role that includes equity compensation, restricted stock units or RSUs, stock options, profit sharing, understand it deeply. Equity comp can easily represent 30 to 50% of your total compensation at many companies, especially in tech and healthcare. Most people don't manage it strategically. They just let it vest and sell. That's leaving money on the table. Know your vesting schedule. Understand the tax implications of when you sell. Have a good plan. Finally, invest in skills that compound. That's leadership, high income communication, technical expertise in a growing field. The return on a $2,000 course that moves your career forward by 2 years is orders of magnitudes higher than any stock you'll buy this year. Your career is an asset. Manage it like one. Financial roadmap step number 3 is to make a real estate move. Assuming your financial foundation is solid, this is a huge move because most people think the real estate is either very passive, which isn't true, or they think that real estate is too much work and not worth it. truth is, real estate comes with a massive tax advantage, and your 30s are the first decade where people have the income, the credit history, and the capital to make a serious real estate move. This decision, if done right, can be the one most powerful wealth accelerator of your entire financial life. So let's talk about investment properties. Long-term rentals or short-term rentals, these are how a lot of serious wealth can get built in this decade. Your 30s are the sweet spot because you have enough capital for a down payment, enough income to qualify, and enough time for investment to compound. Even one income-producing property that cash flows positive with depreciation working in your favor on taxes can add hundreds of thousands of dollars to your net worth over 20 years. Just make sure the numbers work before you fall in love with the property. Real estate rewards people who do the math, so run the math. Financial roadmap step number 4 is to build a tax strategy around your income. This is something that many high-income earners in my life do not do well, which is to optimize their tax strategy. The average American pays more in taxes than in food, clothing, and housing combined. In your 20s, your tax situation was relatively simple. One income, standard deduction, done. In your 30s, higher income, equity compensation, rental properties, a mortgage, maybe a side business. Your tax situation is genuinely complex, and that complexity creates opportunity if you know how to use it. So let's go through the moves that matter most. First, maximize pre-tax contributions. Every dollar in your 401k reduces your taxable income dollar for dollar. At the 2026 contribution limit of $24,500, someone in the 24% bracket saves nearly $6,000 in taxes this year alone. That's not next year, that is this year. Second is to use the backdoor Roth if you're a high earner. Once your income exceeds the Roth IRA contributions, that's $161,000 for single filers or $240,000 for married filing jointly in 2025, the front door closes, but the back door stays open. Contribute to a traditional IRA, then convert it. This is totally legal and very powerful. Most people don't know it exists. Third is if you own real estate, use depreciation. The IRS allows you to depreciate a residential rental property over 27 and a half years. That depreciation is a paper loss, which can offset your rental income and in some cases, your ordinary income. It's one of the most powerful tax advantages available to anyone who owns a property. And fourth, if you have equity compensation at your job, plan your sales of equity stock strategically. RSUs vest as ordinary income, but once they vest, when and how you sell matters enormously for your tax bill. Hold for 12 months and you shift from ordinary income rates to long-term capital gain rates. On a $100,000 position, that difference could be $10,000 to $15,000 in taxes saved. 1 hour with a certified tax specialist per year pays for itself many times over. Make it a line item in your budget. And financial step number 5 is to build your first income stream outside of your paycheck. This is the step that separates people who build real wealth from high earners who stay permanently dependent on a salary. And your 30s are the first decade where this is actually achievable for most people. Here's why this matters so much. Your paycheck is a single point of failure. One layoff, one health event, one company going under, and your entire income disappears overnight. Every dollar you earn comes from one source. That's a fragile position, and no matter how high your salary is, building a second income stream changes the equation entirely. Now, this doesn't mean you need to start a business or quit your job. Your 30s offer several realistic paths. Rental income. A property that cash flows even $500 a month is $6,000 a year in income that exists whether you show up to work or not. That's the beginning of financial resilience. And then a dividend portfolio. As your investments grow through your 30s, reinvested dividends start producing real income. A $300,000 portfolio in dividend-paying index funds generates a roughly $6,000 to $9,000 a year in dividends, growing every year without you doing anything at all. A side business or freelance income. Your professional skills in your 30s are genuinely valuable. Consulting, coaching, content creation, freelance work. Even $1,000 to $2,000 a month of side income invested consistently is worth over $1 million by retirement at a 7% return. The goal isn't to replace your salary overnight. The goal is to start building a second engine, because the people who become financially free in their 50s aren't the ones with the highest salaries. They're the ones who build multiple streams and let that compound for decades. Start in your 30s, even small. Just start. The biggest mistake for people in the 30s is not overspending. It's not bad investing. It's not even ignoring your taxes, although that one definitely hurts. The biggest mistake is treating your 30s like a warm-up. In other words, acting like the real wealth building starts later, like after the kids are older, after the mortgage is paid down, after things finally settle down. They won't settle down, and every year you wait is a year of compounding that never happens. Every year you delay investing $500 a month costs you roughly $38,000 in future wealth. Not from what you didn't put in, from the compounding that never had a chance to start. The people who win financially in the 30s are not smarter than you. They do not earn more than you. They just decided that now was the time and they didn't stop. So here are 4 steps to do in your next week. Step 1. Identify one place where lifestyle inflation is quietly draining your wealth. One subscription, one habit, one fixed expense that has no business being in your budget. Cut it today and put that in the comments for me, because I bet you're not the only one with that. Step number 2, research your market value. What are people with your skills and experience actually earning? If you haven't had the conversation with yourself recently, you are probably under-earning. Step number 3, book an hour with a chartered professional accountant before year end. Just one conversation. It will pay for itself multiple times over. And step number 4, write down one realistic second income stream you can start building in the next 90 days. One idea on paper. That's where it starts. Small decisions made consistently. That's how wealth is built. If this video gave you value, do me a favor and tap that like button. It genuinely helps more people to find this content. And if you didn't like it all that much, I'd appreciate even a simple comment. All right. Hope you enjoyed that video, and if you'd like to see a similar video for the financial roadmap for your 20s, click here, and also another video that could be helpful to build your rich life. See you in the next one.